New deal of a product everybody wants and it's sold all around the world, and if you haven't got one yet you will soon want one when you see the deal we've got. I have to launch a very special event, and it's somewhat been given away just over my right hand shoulder, but after three we're all going to shout it. 1, 2, 3, celebrate summer! It's lovely, guys. Lovely. Group hug. Right, OK, can I just say, worst decoration ever. What is that? Goodness gracious, it's like that sort of Christmas. Right, OK, now, guys, to every single one of you, right, pay attention to the bald fella now. No, you can't take your eyes off of that now. A lot of thought went into that. Now, to every single one of you guys, welcome to us here at Ideal World. My name is Mike Mason, and oh my goodness gracious me, do we have a deal. This is the world famous No-No. It's the No-No Micro in actual fact, and we've got a brand new exclusive colour, can't get anywhere else. But before we talk about this product and the unbelievable deal that we're going to offer you, and we will get busy very quickly, I want to talk about human beings, just us in general, male or female. We all have one thing in common, no matter what our gender, and that is we all, and here's ready for the irony, we all grow hair. Just not everywhere we'd like to. The thing is, guys, the one thing about hair growth is not all of us are comfortable with where it grows. So we remove it. So how do you remove yours? Are you a waxer? Are you this person, right? Do you go down to a salon, or better still, do you get someone else to come round to your house and put waxes, strips underneath your arm that will show you? Get the images in, there we go. Are you this person? Right, and then someone will tear the hair from underneath your arms. Not only does it hurts proper, doesn't it? Stings like a bad one. Oh yeah, maybe you end up having your more intimates. Now look, I don't know about you, but firstly it's a very awkward conversation when a complete stranger says, OK, I'm just going to wax that area for you. When they do tear the hair from your flesh, they leave it bumpy and mountainous, agitated, irritated, ferociously red, and in some instances bleed, right? Or maybe alternatively you are a razorer. You shave the hair from your body. Now, look, we all know the perils of these. You've only got to slip once and then you're bleeding. Slip deep enough and you've got a bit of a major problem. And then you end up with scars and so on and so forth. That way you're not going out that night, girls, or you're not going to be wearing those tights, certainly. Tights catching on that little scab, it's going to bleed all night, right? So, again, maybe you're one of these people, you've got, I don't know, you use other methods. So these creams and things, maybe across the top lip. Maybe you use these, hair removal waxes or bleaches and things like that. Bit odorous, not all skin types can use them. And there is another way, if you've got a lot of money, IPL systems, intense pulse laser systems. Really expensive, can be painful, not all skin types and colours can use them. Out of all of those methods, the funny thing is they all have two things in common. The first thing is they are designed to remove hair. Unwanted hair. Now I'm going to not stop messing about now. I'm going to be serious for a second. The other thing they all have in common is they're painful, right? And you try to find the one that's the least painful. The No-No Micro is clinically proven to be virtually pain-free and safe in removing hair. And that's understood all around the world. And that's why we're already as busy as we are. Now I'm going to make us a lot busier. Pick your colour. This is exclusive to us here at Ideal World, can't get it anywhere else. The No-No Micro on its own would normally cost you $149.99. And I'll prove it to you. They're not cheap, but then they are brilliant. And you do tend to get what you pay for. Can we get rid of that, please? Because I don't want you to pay that. We are going to throw in some extras, right? First and foremost, we've got the smooth after treatment, which is just amazing. We've got the moisturiser, which is brand spanking new, never been seen on the channel before. You get the case and you also get the extra buffer. Now that's £20, that's £32, that's another £3. So that £150 price tag, if I added all those extras in, I've now got to take this well over £200. And here's how we break the internet and we cause a massive demand and a huge furore. For over 200 quid for the whole little lot, if I could get £10 off, £20 off, 30, 40, if I could ask you the same price as the No-No and throw all those extras in, I think we could probably have an early night and we could sell this out before midnight. Imagine what happens then if I ask this. under £90. That's a £115 difference from what you should be spending. And today we only want £30. But you know what? First instalment of 3. We're going to celebrate summer nice and early. So I'm actually going to ask upstairs, can we have a 4th flexi, please? Lovely. So £30 now reduces down to just £22.50, and the red box will appear in a second for you. So if you add the £22.50 plus the P&P, we can get the No-No delivered to your door. There's one more thing I can do for you that's going to make this a really, really simple choice. Take the postage off, please. So now, guys, to every single one of you, a device that's sold around the world in its millions. It's an absolute must-have item. Clinical studies have shown that the No-No reduces the appearance of hair regrowth over a period of 12 weeks and with continued use. We will get it delivered to your door for free. We just want £22.50 today. Use it on your body. Use it on your face, on your arms, on your bikini area, on your legs, on anywhere where the hair is growing and you want to remove it virtually pain-free. And if after 2 weeks you don't think this is the best hair removal system you've ever used in your life, put it back in the bag, take it down to your local Asda's. We will pay to pick it up, and we will give you back every single penny of that £22.50. Guys, we're already in absolute meltdown, and now we're going to get even busier. We went shopping for you, and we found it elsewhere. We found it at Boots and JD Williams, and it's £150. But none of those prices include the smooth after treatment, the new daily moisturiser, the travel case, or the small buffer. That little bunch of extras there is £55 alone. So you're well over the 200 quid. Guys, we are market beating like you wouldn't believe, and the befores and the afters of this product, they speak for themselves. As you can see, the soft, downy, furry hair on the side of your face, maybe the maturer ladies can certainly appreciate that. Or alternatively, this. Have a look at this next one. Look at that on the right hand, on the left hand side of the cheek. You can just see that soft downy hair. Yeah? The next one, I believe it's the sideburns. Look. That's what they are. We're in meltdown. Here we go. Now this last one you're about to see is a teenage girl. Look at that top lip. You imagine how cruel the girls are to that girl. And now look on the right hand side. That's how you get your life back. That's how those isms vanish away. And that's how you walk down the street with pride and you don't try covering up your face every time you go out because of the cruel comments that are coming out. This is brilliant. Oh, there's one other reason as well that you might want to get involved. We'll put you into a prize draw because we're in to celebrate summer. We are going to give you a chance to win lots of goodies. In actual fact, purchase any feature item sold in the Celebrate Summer event and you'll be automatically into the prize draw where you can win any, is it all of them or only one of them? It's all of those. That gazebo's 200 quid. Those lights are £60. I think those chairs, they're about 100 quid. How much is that lot worth? 400 quid. Could someone get me... Oh, I'm not allowed to enter. Gutted. OK, anyway, we're in meltdown. 478 172. These are going to sell out. There's no way these are going to last the night. Welcome to your Celebrate Summer No-No Blockbuster.
Celebrate summer with this fantastic blockbuster, the No-No Micro. Remove smaller areas of unwanted hair quickly and easily thanks to the No-No Micro hair removal device with pulsed thermicon technology for professional results at home. The No-No Micro can be used by men and women and is suitable for all hair colours and skin types. The narrow tip is perfect for sensitive areas, whilst the wider tip is great for larger areas. And for this blockbuster, we're including Smooth 2.0 after treatment, the new daily moisturiser and a small buffer. So forget about painful treatments or expensive salons and get your body summer ready with this time-limited offer and get the No-No Micro Hair Removal Collection for the blockbuster price of just £89.99, saving £115 compared to buying them separately. And for this blockbuster, the P&P is absolutely free. And why not spread the cost and pay today with our interest-free FlexiPay? To order yours, visit idealworld.tv. But do it now before this time-limited offer runs out. Ideal World and No-No Micro celebrating summer with another fabulous blockbuster.
Wow, what a launch, and we are in meltdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to... How much? 5% of the lilacs already sold out. That's the entire stock. That's a blockbuster. It's meant to last a very, very long time. We are in meltdown. There's a couple of people I'd like to introduce you to. Before we get to the handsome, hairy hunk that is Bernardo, I'd like to introduce you to the beautiful lady to my side. Please welcome the ambassador for No-No, the gorgeous Nikki McEwen. Hello, darling.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, very well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Nikki, before we start, you're very qualified to speak on this product. You are the ambassador. You're also, well, you're a makeup artist.
Yes.
You're all manner of different things.
Yeah, so I've been in the makeup and beauty industry now for about 20 years. No-No is a brand that I've become associated with. Obviously, as a makeup artist, I'm asked all the time about hair removal methods and how's best to conceal unwanted hair, normally on the face by females. The No-No brand has sold 7 million around the world. Wow. It's a brand you know, you love, you trust. It's the #1 hair removal brand in America. The Micro is the latest edition. It comes in, it flies out, and this colour is exclusive to us here at Ideal World. But for those of you that might be thinking, what exactly is it? Is it instant hair removal? Is it long-term hair reduction? It's actually both. So it's instant hair removal, and we can see that from Bernardo now. The hair is immediately coming off. So, you know, if you shave, if you wax, and you think to yourself, well, the hair comes off straight away, as it does with the No-No Micro, because if we have a look at this piece of paper, we can actually see the crystallised hair that has come off Bernardo's arm since the beginning of the show. Now, every time you use the No-No, a technology is working that's exclusive to the No-No. You won't find it in any other brand, in any other device. And this is what really sets the No-No apart. Heat travels down to the root of the hair. It disturbs the hair cycle every single time it's used. Now, the reason that's good is our hair cycle becomes damaged. What that means is it can't get back on track and grow. So every time you use the No-No, every time your hair cycle's disturbed, what that means is over a course of 12 weeks, your hair cycle is going to slow down immensely. And then when you hit that 12-week period, as long as you followed our instructions, you will get the clinically proven long-term hair reduction.
It's an amazing piece of technology, and let's face it, Nick, I mean, all those other alternatives, they all have, firstly, two things in common. They're expensive and ridiculously painful, in some instances dangerous.
Yeah, and you probably might be hearing about the No-No and think, well, surely that's too good to be true, because first of all, it's clinically proven to be virtually pain-free, so it's not going to hurt you, but also it's long-term hair reduction. Now, you've probably, like myself as well, for many years visited salons, bought razor blades, hair removal creams, maybe epilators. We've all tried everything to get rid of unwanted hair. Yeah. We've probably spent hours doing it and a lot of money doing it. So the fact that we're telling you that there is a device that can give you long-term hair reduction, so you will not be spending hours and hours getting rid of hair, probably sounds too good to be true. It isn't. That's why 7 million have been sold around the world. That's why it's clinically proven long-term hair reduction.
Now, this is colourblind technology as well, Nick, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's really important. So males, females can use this. Also, any skin type, because it's a colourblind technology, and also any hair type as well. So this doesn't discriminate. Also suitable for sensitive skin. Fabulous. So if you're wanting to use this as part of a family, for example, maybe you've got teenagers that are starting to get that unwanted hair, then this is ideal.
Now, Bernardo, we've done many shows before, but I've got to treat it like for the people that maybe have never met you before. You're a good-looking lad. You're a handsome, hairy hunk, OK?
Thank you.
I hate you. Bernardo, even though you are a confident man, a good-looking fella, you had quite a few isms about hair on your body, didn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Since a very early age, I was probably 17 years old. I was raised in Rio by the beach, and I loved surfing, and I was so embarrassed about my super hairy back and shoulders. And I really don't mind my hairy arms or my chest, but there are places in our bodies that we really don't want to have excess of hair. Yeah. And that was really, really an issue for me as a teenager. And so I would have my mum shave off my entire back like every 3 days.
Wow. And the thing is, when that hair, from someone who has, look, OK, yeah, I'm bald, I shave my own head, but I choose to do that. But I have previously shaved my chest before, and when it grows back, you get bumped, it gets irritated, it's sore, it catches in. Yeah. So that must have been awful for you, mate.
Oh, definitely. It looked horrible, yeah. And, well, I've been using the No-No for, well, since last summer. Yeah. So it's almost a year now, right? And I simply adore it. Because, first of all, it's totally pain-free.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I feel is like a very little warm sensation.
Okay.
And also because of the, well, you see the immediate results.
Well, if I may say, Bernardo, you're going over, you're doing a wristband for us here. You wouldn't dream of doing that with a razor. That's going to make
No.
our skin really sore, very
Definitely
irritated,
not.
rather agitated as well, Nick.
Yeah, so when you shave, you'll notice that your skin will go quite dry and quite red. If you wax, obviously it's painful. Also, your skin reacts. The reason being, we're not meant to be doing any of those things to our skin to remove hair. That's why it hurts. That's why our skin reacts. This is a different technology. It doesn't hurt because it uses a heat technology to firstly crystallise the hair on the surface of the skin and damage the root of the hair. It's not pulling the hair out. It's not affecting the skin in any way. So it's the best of both, really.
Guys, for any of you out there in two minds, I would just like to very, very quickly draw your attention to something that we do here at Ideal World. We make an incredible offer of opportunity to you. Look, the products are sold around the world. Millions have been sold, especially in America. This is a huge seller in America. I think it's 7 million plus in the No brand to date, right? We're going to give you a chance to try it, not even buy it. Now, that's a rare opportunity. And the only thing sometimes when we do that, even though we make that offer every single day, when we ask you for postage and packaging, effectively that is a sum of money that you will lose. It's going to be costed to you for us to deliver the product to your door. We wish we could give you free P&P on everything, but we can't, okay? But in this instance, when we can, milk the living daylights out of it. Because we're going to give you 4 flexis today, $22.50, forget the other 3 flexible instalments. That's all you're going to be paying today. Now, some of you are going, so we're buying it then, love. Well, he just said we could have it. $22.50 today. Pick your colour. You can have it in lilac, which is exclusive to us. 10% of that's already sold out. Or you can have it in white. You will get the extra buffer. You will get the moisturiser. And you'll also get the smooth after treatment. You'll also get the case as well. When it arrives, 3 to 5 working days, use it. Use it on your legs. Use it in your more intimate areas. Use it under your arms. Use it wherever you wish. Use it on your face. Use it wherever you wish to remove the hair. Chest, back, whatever the case may be. If after 2 weeks of using this, you don't think this is the best way you've ever removed hair, not just effortlessly, but also virtually pain-free, if you don't think, or you'd rather go back to razoring or waxing or any of the previous methods that you've been using, if that's your preferred method to remove the hair, then fine. You tried it, put it back in a bag. Now you want your money back, right? Take it down to your local Asda's and we'll give you all your money back. Really? Yeah, really. Outside of this offer, if you then go, right, do you know what, love? I want to get you one of them. Give me the phone. I'm going to phone Ideal World. We will say, sorry, we don't have them. And you will go, oh, is there anywhere else I can get them? You might be able to find them on the high street. So we went shopping for you. And you can. The only problem with the high street is they want $149.99. And that's for the no-no alone. Just for the no-no. Okay? Now, none of those prices include the smooth after treatment, the daily moisturiser that's brand spanking new, the travel case or the small buffer. But our price of under £90 includes the whole lot and you get all your money back if you choose not to keep it. Couple of other items that are available. We've got a couple of extras like these. These are your additional tips. This is your narrow tip. A quarter of those have already sold out and that will work out at £1.50 plus your P&P first instalment of 4. We've got the wider tip. That's available as well. So little extras, 15% of these have sold out. That's £1.75 plus your P&P first instalment of 4. Now, removing hair is something that we might all choose to do, but for all manner of different reasons. I'd now like to introduce you to our next guest, the lovely Neri. Neri, always a pleasure to have you along, my lovely. Your story of hair removal is slightly different to others, so
Yes.
explain your story for us.
Yeah, so I suffer with a condition called polycystic ovary syndrome, and 1 in 10 women in the world suffer from it. And it starts from puberty. It's normally an increase in testosterone or about an imbalance in the hormones. And one of the external side effects is excessive hair growth.
Right.
And it's not just, you know, legs and arms, it's everywhere. I
See,
mean,
you smile when you say that, but I can imagine when that first started, that was horrendous for you.
yeah,
right?
absolutely. I mean, you know, I was 11 when it hit me.
Wow.
And then I went all the way up until I was 16.
Yeah.
It was undiagnosed. But when I was younger, I tried to use the leg hair remover cream on my face.
Ow.
And I left it for the full 10 minutes as well. And, you know, blisters, it was horrible.
Oh, darling.
I tried waxing once. I found one of my mum's waxing strips from the 70s or something. And I tried to do that on my leg and it took me 2 hours to peel it off.
Right, okay.
Didn't work at all.
Okay.
Nightmare. But, you know...
I think it's fair to say you've probably tried pretty much everything.
Yeah, I ended up tweezering and scissors and things, and that was my go-to. But before I started using the No-No, I mean, I was an absolute sceptic. I didn't believe that it was what, you know, the TV adverts that come on?
Yes.
I used to watch them and be like, that's rubbish, I'm not going to pay attention to that.
But now you're using it, what do you think of it?
I was saying to Nikki earlier that I actually have two. I have the Pro and I have the Micro,
right.
and one's at my mum's house and one's at mine.
Fabulous.
And it's been an absolute godsend because, you know, I genuinely have been in bathrooms, I've looked in the mirror, I've plucked for hours and just looked at myself and gone, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Yeah. I've sobbed my heart out. Yeah. But I genuinely, you know, I've been doing this since June last year, so it's coming up to nearly a year. And I genuinely have patches on my legs. I have patches on my face that haven't grown back, that I don't have to do it on.
Because, Nikki, hair grows in cycles, right? So
yeah.
Prolonged use with the No-No, what does that do to that cycle?
Yeah, so the one thing we say about the No-No is you have to commit to using it in the first 3 months. Obviously, the models we have on the show tend to only use it when we do these shows, but what you have to do is commit to it in the first 3 months of getting it home. So what I mean by that is follow a timeline that we have for you that will come included in the instructions, and that is week 1 to 3 to use your No-No as your primary hair removing method as often as you would a razor. Week 3 to 6, use your No-No as necessary when your hair returns. You may notice a decrease in time it takes to do your No-No treatments. Week 6 to 12, less hair may be coming back and it may be thinner or finer. Then week 12 onwards, enjoy your results and use your No-No for touch-ups as needed. So how incredible will that be? After 3 months, you will only be reaching for your No-No for touch-ups. You know, gone will be the days of you having to set aside, you know, money or time to visit a salon to wax your legs or bikini line or, you know, remove that facial hair. You will only be using it for touch-ups.
15% of the Lilac sold out. This is a blockbuster deal, by the way. We anticipate this lasting at least a week or two. 15% sold out in 22 minutes, so this is probably not going to last the night. We started with Bernardo, thicker, darker, coarser hair, male hair. We've moved on to Neri. Now, obviously, we've got some befores and afters, Nick. Talk us through this, because it works on all manner of different unsightly hair, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a female, I would say that you'd probably agree with me that really it's facial hair that we're really, really bothered about. And this is what we're seeing here. So it doesn't have to be really dark and coarse. It can just be sort of peach fuzz or downy hair. Sometimes it's all over our face. Sometimes it's just on your upper lip, on your chin. Wherever it may be, we probably, particularly as females, don't like it. We don't want it. The sideburn area, again, not something that we want as females on our face. And then hair on the upper lip, one of the most common problems, and this is perfect to be used. It's kind for the skin and there's no telltale signs afterwards. So there's no bright red skin, there's no bright red mark or anything like that when you've been using it.
What's alarming is that image we're looking at there. It's a teenage girl. And you can only imagine she's not going out. I mean, that top lip, bless her, when that's in full-blown growth. She's got to be really conscious of that, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think we all are as females. I think it doesn't even matter what age it is. If we've got facial hair, we're self-conscious about it. And I always think you never really see that facial hair at a convenient moment when you're on your own at home and you can do something about it. You'll see it when you're at work and you go to the toilet and look in the mirror. On your way to a meeting, you'll see that facial hair. The great thing about the Micro is it's so compact. It's actually the same size as a credit card, if we have a look here. What that means is it can fit in your pocket, it can fit in your handbag, it can go with you, and you can literally use it as and when without anyone need knowing.
We have a third model, the very lovely Rhiannon. Hello, my lovely.
Hello.
Always a pleasure to see you. Now, you've been using a No-No, and I know you're a convertee of it, aren't you?
Yep, I am, because I've literally tried everything. I've spent all the money. I've tried anything that you name, I've probably tried it.
Yeah.
and nothing worked for me. So when I first came on the show, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to work. And then my sister said to me, tell me the truth, does it really work? I was like, yeah, it works. And now she has one as well.
Well, you thought because it didn't hurt,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work, because we're all so
Isn't that
used.
funny how we associate the pain with,
Yeah.
the, if you will, the actual
So Rihanna
result?
said, well, it doesn't hurt, so it's just not going to get rid of the hair, but it actually does. It's clinically proven to be virtually pain-free.
Well, I remember years and years ago, and I'm going back when I was a child, so don't say a word. My mum got an epilator. There was a very, very well-known brand way back in the mid-80s of epilators. They were quite new. And when they come out, and I remember my mum using it for the first time, and I remember hearing her scream, because I don't think she realised just what epilation was actually all about. As these rollers kind of rip the hair and pull it out. She's like, oh! Didn't like it one little bit.
But we go through it, and we've spent so much money going through, you know, hair removal techniques, so much pain going through it, because that's how important it is that we don't have that unwanted hair. We feel so strongly about that, particularly as females. Now, one of the other methods is laser, and you might think to yourself, well, if you, because laser is very costly, and I know a lot of people will think, well, if I can get laser, then that will mean I'll be hair-free, I'll never have to worry. However, laser has a lot of exclusions, and Rihanna actually tried laser, didn't you? And would you mind telling us about your experience with it?
Yeah, so when I was in uni, my mum used to give me money weekly for like groceries and just uni day-to-day.
What a fabulous mum.
I know. However, I didn't spend it on food or whatever. I know I
See where
didn't
this
spend
is going.
it.
I feel like I need to father
I
you.
didn't spend it in the club, don't worry.
Right, go
I
on.
saved it and I spent it on laser. And no, honestly, because I really, really wanted to try it, I was like, oh, this is going to be the answer to it all. And it didn't work.
So mum was like, darling, you're looking thin. Yeah, but I've got no hair, mum.
No, but I did have hair. That was the point. So I was
Right,
thin
okay,
and
of
hairy.
course.
So that was, and broke.
Thin, hairy and skin.
Yeah, look, that is not really a catch.
Bless
is
you.
it?
Bless you. What a great story.
I know. But I really thought it would work. And
Yeah.
for me, it just didn't work.
So now you've used this, Rihanna, what do you think?
Honestly, I couldn't be more amazed. I have eczema on my arms, so for me, I thought, oh, I'm a bit reluctant to try it. It doesn't irritate my skin at all. And what I do like, because with laser, I couldn't go out in the sun afterwards. So say we've had nice weather now, you can't laser and then go out into the sun.
Yeah.
So what's the point of, you know, being hairy if it's sunny, and what's the point of being hairy?
And if I may, I'm just going to use your age as an example. As to, I mean, I should imagine you're quite spontaneous with the girlfriends when they say, OK, let's go out. And the last thing, look, obviously preparing areas and things like that, Nick, if you're using razors and stuff, you slip, you miss, you catch, you tear your leg, that's going to bleed, you can't wear certain clothing. And if you've already done it and then you're getting hair regrowth, you can't go over the same area with maybe a wax strip or a razor without it absolutely throbbing and hurting.
Exactly, and if that happens, if you get that call, do you want to come out, it's a nice sunny day, you want to put your shorts on and you think, well, my legs are not ready, let me show you how quick and easy this micro is to use to remove that hair. So let's have a look at the device, because the device itself is really, really compact. Now, I'm just going to turn it on at the top. Now, first of all, you've got the battery icon there, so you will need to charge this, but it's got a bit of charge in for when you get home. And that light there is just to tell you that you have fitted this tip correctly. So you're getting 2 tips. You're getting the wider one, which is for larger surface areas, a narrow one as well for intimate areas and facial hair. And then, if I just show you how you use this on my hand. So, as long as you see that blue light, you're holding it at a 90-degree angle, but as long as you see that light and you hear that sound, then you know that you're using it correctly. So you just, for example, if you wanted to target your legs, you just do this on your legs. When you've finished and the hair is gone, you would reach for your buffer. So if we have a look at Rihanna now, she's actually using the buffer. Now that's important to do because you're going to have crystallised hair on the skin, so you want to buffer it away, and also it smooths and polishes the skin as well. Now we've got the brand new moisturiser with us today as well, so that can be used on your face all over. That's going to moisturise and slow down the appearance of brand new hair growth, and then our aftercare serum treatment as well. So everything you could possibly need to combat unwanted hair.
And now, with all of that said and done, you've met all of the models, you've seen everybody's hair reduction and removal, you've heard everybody's story. Guys, we are in absolute meltdown. These are flying out. On previous shows, when we sold this, sold out, sold out, sold out. So don't be surprised when you hear the bald fella telling you that's where we're heading. Guys, there's a difference between removing hair painfully
and virtually pain-free. And if you've never experienced the latter, then you need at very least, to try the No-No, because it does exactly the same as what all the others do, just without the angst, the irk and the pain.
Celebrate summer with a special event to help you get summer ready. Get your garden ready for fabulous summer parties. Get your wardrobe ready for holidays and glorious sunshine. Get your body ready for sunny beaches or sitting round the pool. And with a chance to win the ultimate summer outdoors package, make sure you tune in to look good and feel great, ready to celebrate summer.
Guys, if you're just joining us, a very, very good evening to every single one of you. We've launched Celebrate Summer, and we have launched it with a bang. A huge explosion of demand on a product that previously has sold out over and over again on shows here on Ideal World. Why? Because it's known worldwide. This is the No-No, but this isn't the No-No large, this is the No-No micro. This is the one that everybody wants, because it's so compact and yet it does the job of the big brother. And what's amazing about this product is, quite simply, how it does what it does. But for that, we've got the gorgeous Nikki McEwen. She'll explain all that for you in a few moments' time. As a human being, we all grow hair, and I know there's an irony to that, a bald man standing on a telly, but I choose to shave my hair because I don't grow it everywhere. Okay, I still grow hair off my head, but just not everywhere, and I prefer it to be even than uneven, if you will. But each to their own. Horses for courses. You say potato, I say potato. The thing that I'm trying to get at is, how do you remove your hair, the unsightly hair, the hair you don't want? And I'm probably speaking more so to the ladies than the lads. Ladies, are you a waxer? Are you one of those people that if you want to get it from underneath the arms, you get those wax strips and you tear it from the arm? Now, you know how painful that can be. You're not putting deodorant on anywhere near that after a while because it's so sore and so sensitive. And if you don't get it all in one go, you've got to go back and revisit it over and over again. Now, there's another part of your body, ladies, that they like to be, should we just say, manicured and coiffured. And that is the bikini area. Yeah? Now, look, manicured probably not the right word, but anyway, should we just say taken care of? Yes. Maybe that's not the best analogy either. Anyway, dear God, I think the fair thing to say here, girls, however you choose to remove the area from this intimate and delicate part, razoring comes with its own sequence of problems. Going down to a beauty salon and asking someone to do it for you, a complete stranger, and then having them rip the hair from the most delicate part of your body, causing that skin to go into a ferocious, mountainous, raging red lump, sore, sometimes bleeding. You are not wearing delicate underwear that night, are you? No, you are putting on the biggest, baggiest knickers that you can find and hope that there's a breeze, because it's just going to be unbelievably sensitive. Now, you might be going, you know way more than you should, Mike. All I'm saying is, the goddess in my life, she's just like every other lady. There are certain areas she likes tidier than others. Move on. Razoring. Okay, now, razoring comes with its own sequence of problems. Lads are certainly going to relate to this one, but ladies, you've only got to go the wrong way. You've only got to slip. You've only got to dig too deep. Part of that leg comes out. That's bleeding. It scabs up. You're not wearing tights that night. You can't, or you're not going to go out because you've got a big scab on your leg. You know the perils. You can't keep going over the same area time and time again with a razor. It becomes abrasive, sore, sensitive and agitated. Maybe alternatively you're one of these creams, potion, lotions, I don't know, waxing or maybe bleaching. Not all skin types can use it. Certainly not all skin types should use it. Or maybe an IPL system is more your preferred. Very expensive. If the salon doesn't have a booking for you, then you're going to have to remain hairy, and certainly not all skin types or skin areas are allowed or should be recommended to use IPL. Look, guys, as jovial and as comedic as that little section was, and I didn't mean to make it, but sometimes my choice of words did just that for me, every single one of those have two things in common. They're meant to remove hair, but they're all painful in one way or another. But they're meant to remove hair. Well, this is the same. This is not meant to. This is clinically proven to remove hair safely and virtually pain-free. So you can go back to those other methods, those, in some instances, I say preferred, but only because maybe you haven't tried this one yet. There are many different ways to do things in life. And just because you've been doing it the same way for the longest time doesn't make it the only way. And the moment you use this system, you will realise very, very quickly, as Neri did, a lady with a condition that actually, if you will, being polite, promotes hair growth all over her body, where she certainly doesn't want it. Waxing didn't work, shaving didn't work, epilating didn't work. All of those other methods just does not work for her because they're all painful and there's a lot of hair to remove. In this instance, it takes care of the problem, but virtually pain-free. So with that in mind, guys, how would you like to try this system? We're going to throw in lots of goodies as well. But our goodies, we've got the after treatment cream, we've got the moisturiser, got an extra buffer, we're going to throw in a case as well, and there's also a unique and exclusive colour that you can't get anywhere else should you choose to go for lilac. Now, our deal of under £90 is ludicrous value for money, and we've removed the postage and packaging, so you can try it for free effectively if you choose not to keep it. We'll give you a 14-day no quibble money back guarantee, right? So another way of saying that is, when your no-no arrives, go over the same areas you would with the razor or the wax strips or the gels and the potions and the lotions. And if you don't find this your preferred method of hair removal, then go back to those other methods that you've got and carry on paying all that money every single week and month and year to remove the hair that you don't want. Or use the no-no and you've made one payment and that's it. You've got it for as long as you wish to use it, right? If you're not the best, take it down to your local Asda's. We'll pay to pick it up, give you back your $22.50. Now, outside of this offer, if you want to get this elsewhere, you can, but here's what you'll pay. We found it at Boots, and we also found it at JD Williams. £150, but that's just for the no-no. That doesn't include the new daily moisturiser, the smooth after treatment, nor the travel case or the small buffer. And that little bundle's worth £55. So please, 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 take advantage of the offer while there's still advantage to be taken. Because when it comes to removing hair, it's not just the thick, dark, coarse hair. Ladies, can you relate to this soft, downy hair on the side of the face? Look at the right side of her face. Peach fuzz, you might call it. Look at it gone. And you notice it when you've had sun-kissed skin. You're not going to raise a sun-kissed skin. That's sore and that's sensitive. Take it from a man who shaves his head pretty much every other day. And again, on the left-hand side, you can just see there, you can see that soft, downy, furry skin. The kind that lights up when you're in a softly lit room and you wish that your boyfriend that you are hoping is going to be a long-term relationship doesn't see the hairiness of your face. Yeah? Because we're all conscious. Maybe it's sideburns that are your ism. Well, look, ism, gone. Brilliant, isn't it? And the last picture we're going to show you is not a face of a teenage boy going through puberty, but in actual fact, complete opposite, a teenage girl. Now, if you've got dark moustache hair growing over your top lip, we all know how cruel kids can be. And we don't stop being a kid until we really grow up. And in a lot of instances, certainly with blokes, that's until you're about 30. So all I'm going to say is, look, imagine what that's done for her confidence by having that hair removed safely and virtually pain-free. Exactly. That's why we are as busy as we are. Guys, we're in meltdown. I didn't think I'd be saying it so early. Check out your baskets to avoid disappointment, because Sellout City, goodness gracious me, we're going to be there sooner than you think. How much? Over 20% of the lilac alone has already sold out in 37 minutes. Oh, and don't forget, if you place an order on anything in our Celebrate Summer, we are going to put you into this outdoor summer package. It's a free prize draw where you could win that, and those prizes are worth about £400. All the T's and C's are available on our website, idealworld.tv. Right, I'm getting on my own nerves. This is your incredible no-no hair removal blockbuster.
Celebrate summer with this fantastic blockbuster, the No-No Micro. Remove smaller areas of unwanted hair quickly and easily thanks to the No-No Micro hair removal device with pulsed thermicon technology for professional results at home. The No-No Micro can be used by men and women and is suitable for all hair colours and skin types. The narrow tip is perfect for sensitive areas, whilst the wider tip is great for larger areas. And for this blockbuster, we're including Smooth 2.0 after treatment, the new daily moisturiser and a small buffer. So forget about painful treatments or expensive salons and get your body summer ready with this time-limited offer and get the No-No Micro hair removal collection for the blockbuster price of just $89.99, saving £115 compared to buying them separately. And for this blockbuster, the P&P is absolutely free. And why not spread the cost and and pay today with our interest-free FlexiPay. To order yours, visit idealworld.tv. But do it now before this time-limited offer runs out. Ideal World and No Micro celebrating summer with another fabulous blockbuster.
The very lovely Nicky McEwen just asked if cameraman Barry on camera number 9 is my son by chance. And I'm just going to say... No, he isn't. Absolutely not. This is not the gene of me. Not with that amount of hair. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
They were talking about the systems upstairs, and you said
there was an update
today.
I said about my boy. I said, my darling little boy, there was an update on a game that he plays.
Oh,
and then
the game, I missed that
Barry,
bit. Because we were talking about Barry, so I said, oh, Barry got excited about the update, because Barry would probably get excited about updates upstairs.
Dear goodness gracious
I just thought Barry was excited about the
still talking.
Update.
Right, okay. We are joined by the handsome hunk of a hairy man that is Bernardo. Nicky, we're using Bernardo, obviously, darker, thicker, coarser hair on the male.
Is he your son? We are thick, coarse hair, and you know, Bernardo is actually doing the back of his neck, and you used to have to go in between haircuts to a barber's, didn't you, particularly just to get this area done, as a lot of men will do, like this area here. But also this is ideal for, you know, if you don't want that excess hair on your arms, on your back. Obviously men now sometimes like to have you know, not have any hair on their chest. This is ideal, and again, you know, all skin types, all hair types, there's no exclusions at all.
So how does the no work, Nick?
OK, so first of all, there's 2 factors. It's instant hair removal for a start, but also it's long-term hair reduction as well. So you can see here heat travelling down to the root of the hair and damaging the hair cycle. Every time it's used, the hair cycle's damaged. The reason that's a good thing for us is because your hair can't get back on track and grow as effectively as it did before you were using this. So what that means is your hair starts coming back at a slower speed, a little bit sparser. You'll notice at first it's a little bit patchy, until eventually you do get that clinically proven long-term hair reduction, which you're going to get at the 12-week mark.
Now, obviously, if it's worked so incredibly thoroughly on male hair, as we can see on Bernardo, I mean, you've done us like a wristband here, Bernardo.
I have. Yeah.
And you've been over and over that same area, but with no agitation, no irritation, no soreness?
Nothing at all. Just smooth baby skin.
Just incredible.
The hair will not grow back on that area either. He's done it so often that the hair, that technology, pardon me, that technology will have worked. It will not be coming back at all.
It's my thing now, you know. I am, it's my thing.
And it's a lovely thing you have there as well, may I just say. But that needs some explaining down the gym, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you put the wristband on a bit too tight there, Bernardo.
Everyone asks, what's that? Yeah, well.
Now, we've got a timeline, Nick, so just talk us through this, lovely.
OK, this is really important to follow. If you want the long-term hair reduction, you have to follow this timeline or you won't have it. So week 1 to 3, use your no-no as your primary hair removing method as often as you would a razor. Week 3 to 6, use no-no as necessary when hair returns. You may notice a decrease in time it takes to do your no-no treatments. Week 6 to 12, less hair may be coming back and it may be thinner or finer. And week 12 onwards, enjoy your results and use your no-no for touch-ups as needed. Just to reiterate something there as well, I need you to use this even if you've got hair there or not. And I know that sounds a little bit strange, but what will happen is you'll get it home and say, for example, you do your arm and there's no hair, and you'll look at that timeline and the next day you'll think, right, I've got to no-no again. Oh, but there's no hair, I don't need to. But you do, because the technology is actually activated at the root of the hair that you can't see. So that's why it's important to keep going over the area, because this is what's happening, that heat damaging that hair cycle. Well, you can't see that, but I need you to keep going over the area where you want to be hair-free in order for it to work. You can't just use it once and then use it a couple of weeks later and then think to yourself, oh, I'm not benefiting from that long-term hair reduction.
It's great advice, but that's why the technology is so clever, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's exclusive to the no-no. So this technology you won't find in any other brand or in any other heat hair removal device at all. Remember, this is a heat technology. There's a slight scent when you use it, almost like when you're blow drying your hair on a really high high setting. And then also sometimes you see a little bit of smoke, which is the crystallised hair. And speaking of crystallised hair, let's have a look at that, because I think you need to see how instant the hair removal can be. So, oops.
Right, guys, we are getting busier and busier by the second, so please listen to the bald fellow on this one, because I really know what I'm on about here. This device is incredible, but it's kind of as if when I stand here and tell you about it, as if I'm trying to sell you something that you might feel you don't need, and that's not what's going on here. The technology inside of this device is brilliant. It's sold all around the world. Millions of these have been sold, and that's why you already know about it. But the reason why you didn't buy it is because of how much it costs. The technology is clever and expensive. Elsewhere, we found it at Boots, we found it at JD Williams. They both want £150, give or take a penny. But none of those prices include the smooth after treatment, nor do they include the new daily moisturiser, nor the travel case, or the small buffer that's worth £55. So with that in mind, guys, if you are going to get one to try, get it today with us whilst it's on free postage and packaging. We deliver it for free. You get to use it for 2 weeks, and then you get to decide whether or not you wish to keep carrying on using it. And if you choose not to, take it down to your local Asda's. We'll pay to pick it up, and we'll give you back all your money. That's a winner-winner situation and an opportunity that I think is unsurpassable. Now let's start talking about you as a responsible parent, whether you are the mum that wants it for your own hair growth, or maybe now you have a daughter that's reached puberty and is starting to, if you will, want to be more womanly, but not have hair in those places where women don't have it. So whether it's under the arms, are you going to feel confident, or are you going to encourage her to go upstairs to the bathroom with wax strips and that be her first experience of removing hair, or worse still, with a razor blade? Would you feel comfortable maybe recommending them to an IPL system that can be rather, well, intense pulse laser system? That's what the IPL stands for. Or maybe alternative is maybe those hair removal creams. How do you know a sensitive skin is going to take to that? As Neri found out to her parent, you'll meet her again in a moment, when she put that kind of stuff on her face. But at any length to remove the hair. So what I'm saying is, as a responsible individual, this has to be probably one of the most responsible ways you could encourage someone who's removing hair for the first time to use, because it's virtually pain-free but safe. And secondly, from someone like yourself, if you buy multiple tips, everybody can use it. You, them, him, her, all. And that's the brilliance. The problem is, though, we limited on that already? The narrow tip is now limited stock. The wide tip, 2/3 of the entire stock sold out. So my advice is simple. I give it friendly and freely. Guys, get one of these no-nos with no intention of buying it in any way, shape or form, but try it before I tell you that it's limited stock and very, very soon to sell out. Because if already some of the additional items are heading that way, it's only a matter of time before the No-No Micro follows. Now let me reintroduce you to Neri. Only for the simple fact, Neri, you remove hair because of because of a condition you have.
Because I'm nearly a gorilla, that's why.
Oh.
My darling, I would never ever dream of saying you would be wanting to slap me around the head if I'd have turned around and said that.
Before though, when I've actually looked at my
I'm glad
body
you
hair.
said it and not me.
I know, right?
I would never dream of that.
But it's what you said earlier. I would have given anything.
I didn't say that earlier.
No. What you said earlier about how when I was as a teenager, I would have given anything to have this. My condition's polycystic ovary syndrome, so PCOS. 1 in 10 women in the world have it, and pretty much the majority of them suffer the same way I do, with the excessive hair growth. And it's horrible. You know, I know I smile about it and I crack jokes, but it still hurts.
But that's testament to the inner you.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why we
yeah.
love you so much. I mean, you, even in the face of adversity, you don't let it define you. Exactly, yeah. You just get on with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing else that you could do, but I have been that person that has been in the bathroom and I have sobbed my heart out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And, you know, the thing is that it was kids that noticed. I mean, I was 11. Can you imagine 11 years old and having... And it wasn't even the girls so much that bothered me, it was the boys.
Yeah.
And it was the boys saying, you've got a moustache. And you didn't notice it at all because you're already going through crazy hormones anyway. And it was devastating. And like you said earlier, it was like, you know, I've tried the creams, the leg hair cream on my face, blistered like anything. I mastered, you know, dress scissors.
Yeah.
mastered those.
Wow, goodness, that's huge.
I know.
Now, look, obviously, this is a condition that you've learned to live with,
Yeah.
but maybe a lot of ladies can now start relating to abnormal hair growth, maybe because of a therapy that they're undergoing,
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
because of hormones that they might be using or medication. So, would you recommend this system?
Absolutely. I think the problem was because I was a skeptic when I first started using this, and the first time I used it was the first time I came on the show, and I'm completely obsessed with it. And it has been a life changer for me. I have people coming up to me, which is quite nice actually, and saying, you know, does it work? Does it? And I have to be honest and say it does.
Yeah.
You know, there are the patches that are clear, and
we saw you using it over your tattoo, because
yeah.
some of those hair removal systems, you can't do this, can you?
No, you cannot do that. But this you can use over tattoos, you can use it over flush moles, you can use it over varicose veins as well. Also suitable for sensitive skin. Rihanna was obviously telling us earlier that she uses it and she has eczema on her arms. It's a very comfortable device. It's a heat technology. It's not pulling the hair. It's not aggravating the skin in any way.
Please check out your baskets, because we are in absolute meltdown. Guys, the stock is flying out. We knew it would. This is your No Micro Blockbuster.
Celebrate summer with this fantastic blockbuster, the No Micro. Remove smaller areas of unwanted hair quickly and easily thanks to the No Micro hair removal device with pulsed thermicon technology for professional results at home. The No Micro can be used by men and women and is suitable for all hair colours and skin types. The narrow tip is perfect for sensitive areas, whilst the wider tip is great for larger areas. And for this blockbuster, we're including Smooth 2.0 after treatment, the new daily moisturiser and a small buffer. So forget about painful treatments or expensive salons and get your body summer ready with this time-limited offer and get the No Micro hair removal collection for the blockbuster price of just $89.99, saving £115 compared to buying them separately. And for this blockbuster, the P&P is absolutely free. And why not spread the cost and pay today with our interest-free FlexiPay? To order yours, visit idealworld.tv. But do it now before this time-limited offer runs out. Ideal World and No Micro celebrating summer with another fabulous blockbuster.
Now, we're going to move on to our final model. How many? Hundreds and hundreds of you are trying to get what we've got, and that absolutely annihilates our stock. Please, please, please get this deal. Nikki, we're going to move on to our final model.
We are. Do you know what? It's really hard to get hold of the Micro as well, because this is the latest edition. So around the world, this is like the device that everybody wants because it's so compact and small. In fact, let me just show you the size of it, because it's actually the same size as a credit card. So literally, this No Micro has caused somewhat of a phenomenon. It's very, very hard to get in
Perfect
stock.
to travel with.
Yeah, obviously this colour as well, exclusive to us here at Ideal World. We all love this colour. But yeah, really, I think because it's so simple, it's so easy, it's very, very small, compact. Like you said, you can travel with it, you can have it in your bag, you can have it in your pocket. It's very easy to kind of get out and use and have no telltale signs. But yeah, Rihanna's using... Now, you'd probably look at Rihanna, I always think, and you think to yourself, well, she's not got any hair, so what's she doing here? But we love her. We just invite her because we feel a bit sorry for her. No, not really. When she first came in here, actually, without meaning to sound rude, you were quite hairy, weren't you?
Very hairy.
Oh, and because of the No, there's actually pretty much very limited hair on here.
I think it might be testament to the success of the product, I think is what we're kind of fair to say.
I think so. But I think, though, I really suffered with hair even from a really young age. So if I had this when I was in school, I would have loved this.
Well, you used to get out your swimming lessons, didn't you? Go on, tell the story.
So when I was in school, I used to
Is this a good idea?
Well, I think someone at home is going to relate to it, so
Yeah.
I'll tell the story.
Okay.
So when I was in school,
The
I used to
narrow
have
tips,
really...
sorry, darling, the narrow tips have sold out, okay? Sorry, Rihanna, we've
No,
only
it's
got the
fine.
wide tips left. Sorry, darling.
No, when I was in school, I had really hairy legs and really hairy arms, and I was so embarrassed. Like, none of my friends had hair, and it was just me. I was like the odd one out. So I used to get my mum to write me a note to get me out of swimming lessons, so I didn't have to go.
Oh, bless.
Every week, though.
Yeah, every week I was sick.
She was ill for
would
swimming.
it be fair to say the hair that did grow was quite dark?
Yeah, it was really dark, really thick. Because naturally, like, my hair is quite thick. I mean, even on my head, you
Yeah.
wouldn't know. But when you've got thick hair on your head, it's also really thick. And then it's really thick everywhere else, and then it's really difficult to get rid of it. And I try the lasers, and I used to try the creams when I was younger. And I remember my dad used to walk in the house and be like, what the hell is that smell? No, don't mind me, I'm just, you know, removing my hair.
But I mean, to that point as well, I mean, I should imagine that any parent that's got a young daughter in the family, obviously puberty, when it does start to hit, obviously we all get the soft, downy, furry leg hair when we were young boys or young girls. But if that hair's coming through and it's dark, and like I say, kids can be so cruel. I can't think of a nicer way, maybe, to, even for mum to go, right, come here, darling.
Yeah.
And just sort of thing.
Honestly, this is ideal, suitable for sensitive skin, all hair types, all skin types. I think this is perfect if you have teenagers or children that are coming with, like, you know, obviously unwanted excessive hair. I know Bernardo, obviously our model, bought it for his niece because she's very young. I know Hayley, one of our presenters, also bought it for her niece because, again, she was getting unwanted hair and shaving it all at such a young age.
Wow. Well, we've got the befores and afters, Nick. Just talk us through these, my lovely.
Yeah, so it doesn't always have to be that thick, coarse hair that we talk about. It can be sort of, you know, peach fuzz, downy hair, very subtle hair, but it's still there. We still don't like it on our face. Also, we can suffer with things like sideburns, with obviously hairs on the cheek and on the chin here. Again, as females, not something that we want. We feel very, very self-conscious about that. And again, hair on the upper lip. The majority of females will have suffered with this, and the majority of females will have tried a lot of methods to get rid of that hair. I find the No-No Micro perfect for this because you can remove the hair instantly and you don't get any redness, you don't get any spots, it's not sore at all.
Such an amazing product, isn't it? And do you know what, guys? If I may be so bold, not bald, try it. Try it for yourself. Look, years and years ago, when razor blades first come out and someone stood there and started selling them on street corners, or however the razor was first promoted, everybody had to try something new at some point or another. And then wax strips come out, so again, another method to try to achieve the same outcome. And then IPL systems. What I'm saying is there's many different ways to try to achieve the same result. Unfortunately, with pretty much all of those other ways that I've just mentioned, they come with pain. And in some instances, a lot of pain and blood. If you get that razor wrong or you slide across, look, take it from me, I've got more dents in my head than the moon, and I've got scars like you wouldn't believe, where I've actually slipped with the razor and I've had flesh hanging off the razor. And that sounds grisly, but look, oh dear, and heads bleed like nothing else. Trust me. So when there's another method that's virtually pain-free but clinically proven to be completely a safe way to remove hair, it's got to be well worth your time to at least try it. So $22.50 today, delivered, first instalment of 4 if you choose to keep it. And if you choose not to after using it for 2 weeks, we'll pick it up from your local Asda's, just drop it off down there and we'll give you back your $22.50. Millions have been sold around the world, so there's got to be something in it. And you want to find out, don't you? So do just that. May I applaud you, Nikki, to Neri, to Bernardo, and of course to Rhiannon. Thank you so much, guys. Real pleasure to have your company. Carry on buying after the hour. Check out your baskets. There are hundreds and hundreds of you trying to get what we've got. We've already had sellouts on the first show, that being the narrow tips. What about the wide tips? Limited stock on the wide tips. So if you want extras, over a quarter of the lilac exclusive colour has already sold out. And that's of a blockbuster stock that we anticipated to last week's. It's gone in under an hour. So we'll be back at 11 o'clock if you want to have a little think about it. But remember, we won't have nowhere near as much stock as we do at the moment. And we haven't got much of that left either. So don't go anywhere. There's still so much more to shop for here on Ideal World. See you later.
It is an amazing deal, and what a price. You do need to check your baskets out while those colours are available, but do stay with us. We have got a mattress, one of your absolute favourites, but the plus, the premium, the top of the range from Dormeo. See you next.